All right, joining us now on Tennis Channel Inside In is a groundbreaking tennis player for Chile, the top-ranked player in his country, number 21 in the world, peaked at number 19, so still right at the top of his game. Last year, fans of this show and fans of tennis were introduced to him when he made major waves, defeating number one player in the world, Novak Djokovic, in the Italian Open, en route to a semifinal there. Entering his peak years, still a lot of great tennis ahead of him. Alejandro Tabilo, welcome to the show. Excited to talk to you.
Thank you for the invite. So it's happy to be here and talk a little bit.
Yeah. And then the first thing I wanted to ask you, it's kind of a little bit of a surreal question, but do you feel like the last year people are kind of know who you are now? Like you were introduced to the world, that win over Djokovic, but also all the work you've put in, now you're getting a little recognition for it?
Yeah, I feel a little bit more like recognized, I guess, in the world. I mean, definitely after the match against Djokovic, even in Rome, if I went out to eat or something, like a lot more people were like asking for pictures or recognizing me. But yeah, I mean, I feel like here in Chile has been pretty like normal. How it was a little bit before, but for me, more like surprisingly is around the world when I go, some more people are getting to know me. But yeah, I mean, it's a nice feeling, but also strange and weird a little bit at the same time.
You dedicate your whole life to tennis, but the fame part of it, you have to learn on the fly. You're not expecting to be recognized as much. And part of your upbringing, too, is so fascinating. So you're of Chilean origin on both of your parents' side, but you're actually born in Canada, spent time in the U.S., so, Toronto and a lot of different areas in North America were your home. But that upbringing, that, moving around a little bit, discovering the game along the way, how unique was that from your perspective to kind of be moving around a lot, have, ties to different regions of the world?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it helped me a lot throughout my whole career. I mean, I was born in Canada. I even played Junior Davis Cup for Canada. Had some good wins there. And I mean, just growing up in that hard indoor kind of way, I think helped me a lot. With I don't know about like timing, but more with how fast they play there, and then the feeling how quick I have to make decisions and everything. And then going to Florida really helped me just as a person, to grow up, and I had to grow up really fast. I went to the States when I was 13 alone, so had to really adapt quick. And then I feel like these whole years living in Chile since I was 20, almost 7 years now, really helped me with the clay, with the different culture. It's been a crazy ride, but really happy with everything I've decided to do.
Yeah, making that commitment alone, and it shows about your character and your dedication to the sport. But I would think, and you might agree with me on this one, it kind of got you prepared for tour life. There's a lot of players that get to the pro tennis level and they're not used to the grind of it, the travel, the isolation. Based on what you just told me, you were kind of prepared for it with your upbringing.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I was in the early age, without even thinking about it, really prepared for like the whole, for like you said, like the tour, like the whole traveling a lot, being away from family, like I feel like most of the tour is just like after more like the mental side where you start missing home, or you need like those people around you. Even when I came here to the States, and I noticed, because I mean here in Chile, because here it's very like family oriented, so you're always with family. And I know a lot of people that, I mean, they go out and they don't even know how to do most, like I don't know, the simple stuff, even like I don't know, book a flight or whatever like that. And yeah, I think that's been really helpful, where I had to do everything on my own, kind of live on my own, and I think that helped me a lot to prepare for all of this.
Was it an easy decision or a little more complex at 18 to not only go back, but to represent Chile and play for them? Because you mentioned playing for Canada Junior Davis Cup team. You had the origin, but you never really lived in your parents' home country. How hard or easy was that decision?
I mean, at first, it was very hard. I was to go live in Chile wasn't really like settled with the decision. It was more like it was like a family conversation, but for me, it was very tough to leave everything behind, like all my friends and stuff. Because at 13, I didn't like I had friends from school and everything, but since I was mainly in tennis, I never felt like grounded. And when I went to Florida was where I really felt like I had everything kind of like settled. So it was a big change for me. But as soon as I got here, I just saw how everybody lives, how close everybody is. Like it's just like a different culture. So it helped me a lot with like people helping me because they're really like into like doing everything together, and I think that helped me a lot.
Talk about that region too. It's a hidden gem in a lot of ways. It's underrated and unfortunately underappreciated in a lot of ways. You can speak to this better than most. Those Golden Swing events, people on the outside might look at the part of the year, the calendar, the surface, even on clay. But how important is it to have those events in South America at that time, to have a showcase and to have an opportunity to play tennis for South Americans in that home region?
Yeah, I mean it's very important. I mean we barely have any tournaments, so having so little, people really like the crowd and everything. People really get pumped up, and they really want to go to the events. It's always almost like fully sold out. Always. I went to Rio one year, and like I mean it's full every day. Like the people there love it. So I feel like I mean they really don't see how much the tennis really impacts the whole South American with so many South American players have had such a big impact in the sport. So just feel like they could try and add a few more tournaments, but for us and the people here, it's really important to keep that kind of culture alive.
Yeah, I was watching that. I'm thinking of you and your career, and just this season, even the match in home soil against Mutet. There was nothing really
Yeah.
like that. It was even exceeded the Davis Cup in a lot of ways. You had a true home and away feel to it. So I know tennis, you don't get that opportunity to play in that type of environment, especially at home.
Yeah. I mean, especially that match was crazy because Motet just came from beating Jerry, who was like defending the title.
Yeah.
So people were like really riled up, and after that win from Motet, I mean, like everybody just wanted me to win so badly. So it was crazy atmosphere, and I mean that's what I always like mainly with the whole switch is where I like really thank the people here because I mean it's crazy how like patriotic they are. Like they everywhere in all the countries, one Chilean is always there with the flag and everything. They're always like chanting and coming out and supporting, and it's just crazy how they always find a way to go everywhere.
For sure. And, on the upbringing side and on the development side of your tennis game, did you have influences, players you looked up to, maybe even players you tried to emulate how they played and add ingredients into your own game?
Yeah, I mean, I've always said that when I was little, the one player that I always tried to be exactly like was Nadal. Like, I mean, from I was like little, being the lefty, I used to use Babolat also. So I was like everything I wanted to do was like Nadal. I was like the short sleeve, the long pants. It was crazy. In Canada, I mean, I would win a tournament and also was fighting the trophy. Like I wanted to be exactly like him, you know. And yeah, I mean, from like idols, I think that would be the number one. But I also remember a lot with my dad watching the YouTube videos of Rios trying to be a little bit like him. Also with the hands he had, it was crazy, and just like how he was basically telling everybody that he's playing. He's like, for me, it was incredible.
Yeah, pound for pound, one of the best ever. What Marcel Rios did with his career. Your style of play. I know you said you emulated Nadal, but tennis.com. We wrote a feature on you this summer, and they said you were maybe the most underrated versatile player that there is. So it was a strong compliment. But for
Thank you.
your style of play as a lefty with the drop shots, a lot of counterattacks, how did that develop over time? How did you piece together your game, playing the way that you do?
I think just basically how I grew up. Also, like going country by country. I think I also did that in a different way in my tennis because I mean when I was little, I was a very chubby kid, so I wouldn't move really well, and I would basically when I was younger just overpower everybody, and I would like hit as hard as I could, and that used to help until starting growing up, and I realized that I need to do a little bit more because everybody was like so physically well prepared, and then I changed completely like my diet and like really started like focusing on the fitness and everything, and my body completely changed, and I started doing a lot more like kind of defensive plays, And then throughout the years, I mean, I feel like I've adapted to like being able to play like basically all court. You know, like if I want to be aggressive, I can be aggressive. If I want to defend, I'll defend. And that's been helping me a lot. I mean, from I was a young age, I always felt like I had good hands, so that's why the dropper has always been there. So like in my head, I don't really think, I just go for it. But yeah, I feel like I've been pretty good in all ways, which also kind of has been showing this year with how good I've done on all the surfaces.
Yeah, three finals across every surface, 2 titles. Oddly enough, and I was going to ask you that as a little follow up, right? You win the titles on grass and hard court. Do you have a favorite surface? I think I read hard court, but now you might have to reevaluate which one is your favorite.
Yeah, I mean, by far, just by playing, I love grass. Like it's always a season where like I'm looking forward to it, and like I always feel like I can play well in that surface. But just to like have fun and play, definitely grass. And I mean, yeah, I mean, I've lately I grew a lot like fonder about clay, but lately, I think hardcore is always going to be my number one go to, just by how I grew up and how comfortable I feel on that surface.
Yeah, the Auckland title especially showcased a lot of that for you this season. And then, you mentioned kind of too, like the progression, like tennis is all about progress, and you're going to play against tougher competition the farther up you go, realizing as a kid that you can't overpower just about everyone. The first match that you played in your pro career, if I have this right, against like real top end talent was Berrettini at Indian Wells in 2021. You had made some progress there. You get your main draw win in the Masters. You play against him. He was a lot healthier than before the injuries hit. What did you learn from that match playing a legit top 10 guy? What did you pick up? What did you maybe think you needed to realize you need to work on after you played one of the best?
Yeah, I mean, that whole week was a crazy week for me, because I remember I lost in Santiago, and there was also Challenger in that week, like right after, and with the team we were like, what should I do and stuff, and I always kind of like dream big, so I wanted to go for the Indian Wells, and I was in qualies, and like the whole team was against it, but I was like, no, I have to do this. And I actually almost lost first round qualities. I was down three match points, and like love 40 on my serve, and against O'Connell, and I turned it around, won, and then I all the way to Berrettini. So I think that was the year. But with Berrettini, what happened was that match really helped me believe that I can be like, not like right away being in the top, but that I have a game where I can play with those guys at the top. I lost like almost like 5-4 or 5-5. I think it was pretty close. But that match really helped me also learn a little bit on how the top guys, they have their gameplay or their like tactics so marked. Like I mean, every big point, like I started reading where like he always goes for like one serve or one play, and they have it like down to the line where like, this is where I'm going to do it. And even if you know where he's going to go, it's just like, it's so good that they can win the points like still. So I mean, I learned a lot from that match, and just more from learning, I got like that belief that I can be playing with those guys.
Right, it's like muscle memory in a way. As you put so much time into it, you have the reps, and it takes a lot of the nerves out. It's very insightful stuff. More here with Alejandro Tabilo here on Tennis Channel Inside In, talking about the rising Chilean star's success in tennis as he keeps it going. And part of that, too, I mean, at age 27, I mentioned at the top of this, Alejandro entering some peak years. But would you say your progress has been steady? And I say that glowingly because there are players that rise quickly, maybe fall quickly, too. But your progress, your trek has been slow and steady. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I feel like obviously it hasn't been the fastest, but I always felt like I never went like backwards. Like I mean, even when I was living in the States, I basically always maintained like a certain ranking, or was going up like very slowly. The only time I went back was the year where they changed the rankings, where they started that ATP and ATF, which in the end helped me a lot, because I actually absolutely lost all my ATP points because I had all of them from the futures, and I had to start from zero. But that year I did so well at the beginning of the year in futures that I got a few points in ATP, and then I got to play some challengers, which I did very well also. And when they changed it back, I got all those points together and made a big jump.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's been pretty steady, and just now lately that I mean we've had some big success, and it's been this year's just been surreal for me.
Yeah, did you have like checklists in terms of what you were trying to accomplish? I know goals, and I know tennis players take it match by match, point by point, but ranking goals, obviously, it's always big to break into the top 100 and then all the way up to where you are, top 20. But then there's also the tournament goals, right? Getting to your first final in Cordoba in 22, winning a title. Were those checklists on the forefront of your mind, something you were hoping to accomplish?
Yeah, I feel like most of the like accomplishments that I've done have been
Yeah.
pretty surprising. Like, I mean, I remember the year that I made the finals in Cordoba, I never would have like in that moment put like get to a final of an ATP like a goal. It was mainly like I don't
Yeah.
know, try to get close to the top 100, but then out of nowhere made the finals and then started a good run. Made it to the top 100 in Santiago ATP, and then like there you just like kind of like have to quickly see your next goals or what you can do.
Yeah.
After that, I mean, we were trying to focus more on like maintaining that ranking after we got injured. So then we went back down, and again, like after like right before Auckland, our main goal was to like make the main draws of all the slams, because I just got back to the top 100, which that was the main goal at the end of the year. We just made that, and then we go to Auckland, we win it, and we're like top 50. So it's just like it's just been crazy ride, and I mean, all the goals we haven't really expected to happen so quickly, which because like the goals that happened would have been like
Right.
goals that we were expecting way later in the year.
Yeah.
So it's been
Yeah.
crazy adapting to everything.
Yeah, and when you get success, right, whether it's a final or a title or a big match win, the biggest challenge in tennis, right, is not to have that letdown, whether it's the next match or the next tournament. I was looking at your stats and your tournament by tournament results. You've done a great job of avoiding that, doing well the following match, the following tournaments. How do you avoid the landmines and the pitfalls of, not just basking in your own success, but realizing you have to start at zero the very next tournament?
No, I mean the way I've been seeing this whole year, which I actually told my coach not too long ago, that because he was asking me like I played so many tournaments this year. There's been so many matches. Like, do you feel like burnt out, or like if I wanted to continue? And I was like, every tournament. Where in some way I was lucky that like I had so many close matches with like the top guys, like Dimitrov in the Laver Cup, where I was up 5-1 in the second. Tommy Paul, where like I was so close to closing the match, or even Rune with Rune, where I lost like 6-4 in the third. Have been matches so close that I've been lucky to not look at it like, oh, like another loss, like, or like I'm getting tired of this. Like, I've been trying to see it
Yeah.
the most positive way like possible, and
Right.
be like, okay, I'm so close. The next week has to be the week, and just like every week I've been trying to motivate myself, like, if it's not this one, okay, we're so close, we can do the next one. And
Yeah.
it's just been like that every single week, and it's been crazy.
Yeah. So it sounds like you're not stressing yourself out. You're not putting all your eggs into, I have to win this match. You're trying to win every match, obviously, but if you lose, you can take it in stride and realize
Yeah,
it's such a long
I
journey.
mean, it's been such a crazy year, and been such a nice year that I tried like the rest of the year. I tried to be like, okay, so we lose, it's not the end of the world. Let's try and
Mhm.
take advantage and learn from these
Yeah.
tournaments, because it's
Mhm.
also
Yeah.
being realistic. It's all tournaments I've
Yeah.
never played before, so it's just like first
Mhm.
time I play like a full
Yeah.
ATP calendar, and I'm just getting to know where I like to play, how I like to play, and how to start the matches and how to play with these big time
Yeah.
players.
Yeah, in that exploratory phase, it's got to be pretty exciting. Well, 2024 Italian Open, that was the match that put you on the map in a lot of ways. So going into that match against world number one Novak Djokovic, how are the nerves? How are you feeling? What was right before the match? What was your mind state going into playing this all-time legend?
Yeah, I mean, that was a crazy week. I honestly went right before, like when the tournament started. I never look at the draws. I take it a match at a time, just to really focus on that match. And I had
Mhm.
Hoffman first, and we know Novak's representative, which is Charlie Gomez, very very well. And we were like saying hi the day before, and he's like, you got to get this match so we can see each other on Sunday. And I was like, no way. So I was like, like
Oh,
going to
wow.
play Novak, and honestly, like, thank God he said that, because that gave me so much motivation to be in that
Mhm.
match, And I wanted to win so bad just to play Novak, and I got the win, and I mean, I wasn't even really nervous before the match. All I like, I was more like anxious, like I just wanted to play,
Mhm.
and I was thinking about that walk into the match. I was just like looking around the stadium, just like trying to soak it all in, and it's just I couldn't believe I was in that position playing on center court with Novak in Rome, where like all the stadiums are so big and has so much history, and it was such a nice feeling. I wasn't even really thinking about the match. I just wanted to enjoy and play like
Mhm.
I played every single point like it was the first point of the match.
Oh, his representative kind of spoiled it, maybe helped you, gave you that motivation.
Yeah, yeah.
That's interesting. He might have to think about if he wants to do that again going forward. But did you realize? I mean, because the match was, I mean, honestly, one way traffic, 6-2, 6-3, very clean win. Did you realize as the match started and as it started going on, that you had an opening? Did you see certain areas like, oh, I can have success today?
Yeah, I mean, looking at the match before, when I was kind of, because I mean, I've watched Novak play so much. Like
Mhm.
obviously in a way where like you're just believing that you can beat him, like you can do this match. I was just trying to see that, like, I mean,
Mhm.
most of like his
Mhm.
game, I could really like, it could suit me well because of how well I hit my backhand cross court, which can go down to his
Mhm.
forehand. My forehand, I like that forehand down the line, so I could try and attack him a little bit through there. Like just looking at the tactic, obviously with that illusion that you can win, it seemed like a good match, And talking to my coach now that I have, because at the time I wasn't with
Yeah.
anybody. Um, just him just saying like really go in believing that you can do it, because most of the people
Mhm.
now respect him so much that they do a few good games, and they kind of go away because they're happy with what they did.
Yeah.
But he's like, don't be surprised if you find yourself that like 3 love up, 4 love up,
Yeah.
because you can do
Mhm.
this. And I just went in
Yeah.
thinking about that, just went out so nothing to lose, swinging, and out of nowhere, I was up 4 love, and I was like, okay, like you gotta keep focused, and that's where I just try to take it like every point's the first point of the match, and just kept swinging and trying to see what happens.
Top players win a lot of matches before it starts in the locker room on the way out, and being able to avoid that and have that self-belief, it was very inspiring to watch, to see. How did things change? Like second you got off the court, you get calls, you get texts, you get congratulations. When did you realize this was an even bigger deal than maybe you imagined?
No, I mean, I think, yeah, I think it was when right after the match. I don't know. At first, I called my girlfriend. That I couldn't believe it. Um, Actually, right after the match, I called her, and she was already on, like, basically on the flight coming to see me, because it was just like such a like unreal week, and
Uh,
she came out to support for the rest, and then Instagram was like booming, like with notifications, like reposts, stories, and it's just like, right there, like even the followers changed completely. It was crazy how like right away it was like such a big news. And I also remember like right after the match, I was like, who do I play next? And it was like Kachanov, which is also tough. And I was like I need a breather.
yeah,
Like, come on, give me like what's going on with the draws? Like, you get Hoffman,
yeah,
who did like quarters last
yeah.
year, Novak, and then Kachanov. And no, it's just like very happy, but I was so pumped that I was just like so focused on
Mhm.
the next match, and trying to
Yeah.
continue with that week.
Yeah, Hatchinoff then Zhang, you defeated both of them to get to the semis, where unfortunately Zverev took you up. That's a tremendous run, not just one match. And
Yeah.
you've been open too, and I'm sure it helped the mental side of tennis. Your focus on improving your mental strength and mental health helps you in these matches, helps you in preparation, but also finishing these matches out. You've acknowledged you try to be loose as you can so you don't stress yourself out. How important has that mental focus been for you to accomplish these goals?
Yeah, I mean it's been so important because I mean that's what we've been working a lot with the team. That I mean before I was getting so caught up in like the like a need to win that I basically like wasn't even enjoying that much. You know, it's just like it wasn't even like I wanted to win. It was basically like I was afraid to lose. You know, like I couldn't lose that match. And then after I mean started trying to be more like more than lose, just trying to enjoy, you know, laughing around, like playing, like goofing around a little bit, which is
Yeah.
like it's like how I am off the court and how I even practice a little bit, just like much more of a relaxed environment, and just being that relaxed and just trying to have fun, even having a conversation with my coach and my team. Um, and when I go to the towel or just like cracking up a joke, makes me play a lot looser and much more relaxed, and that helps a lot. Just like trying to smile a lot.
I have to mention as well, one of the things that gives you a lot of mental peace and clarity too, you have a reliable sponsor, Lotto Sport. They've been with you through this journey. How has that been to have, a reliable partner, making sure your gear game and there's no issues off the court, working with Lotto and them believing in you before you got to this point?
Yeah, it's actually been a long, really like successful ride with them. I remember I was playing at Pan American Games in Peru. I was basically not even ranked, and they believed in me and gave me a sponsorship. And since then, we've been together since. Even in Rome was crazy because they're the official sponsor of the tournament for the clothes. So every time, like I don't know, my family would come in or friends would come in, and just because we were like all in the box, they would all get some clothes
Yeah.
just to be with like the lotto and stuff. So they've taken great care of me whenever I needed anything in any country. If I needed more shoes or whatever,
Yeah.
they send right away. So I mean, they've been a big part of this whole process, and been really thankful for everything they've done. So it's been a nice partnership.
Couple more things here with Alejandro Tabilo before we wrap up on Tennis Channel Inside In, talking with the number 21 player in the world who accomplished great things, multiple titles in the 2024 season. Another highlight, and it has to be, you were selected to play for the Laver Cup. You were on Team World. You got to play with the very best players in the game. What was that selection process like? The honor to be on that team and also to be around these greats, contemporary and soon to be future all-time greats.
Yeah, it was just getting that call was surreal. I remember right after I called my girlfriend and be like I can't believe this, like because we were, since we started doing well in the year, we're like this is like one of my goals, like top goals to be selected. And we did it. We got the call, and we kind of like planned out the week because it was something like couldn't miss, you know. And just being with those players, and especially with like having a captain like McEnroe, was crazy. Like I mean, so much to learn from. Like he helped a lot actually. I was kind of nervous just going there, but he was so relaxed and such a nice guy, and
Mhm.
really took the time to talk about the game, to see how I play.
Mhm. Yeah.
It was really nice, and especially getting to know all the players also, because that I see them in the tour, but we never really get to spend time or talk and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So making kind of like friendships like that, it was really nice also.
Yeah. Yeah, you seemed like a sponge in the clip that I saw with playing the match. McEnroe there, he's giving you advice, and you're listening very, very
Yeah.
diligently. And yeah, and you got the chance to play doubles with Ben Shelton. You got to, be on this team and talking to the assistant captain, Patrick McEnroe, earlier on the show this year. He said that the start of the Laver Cup, it was the young guys that learned a lot from some of the veterans, their preparation, their practicing. Did you pick up any tips from the very best and seeing how they had approached the game of tennis?
Yeah, I mean that's also like that I've been talking a lot like with my coach, and just telling him that that's one of the things that really surprised me, and like I really couldn't believe is how well they all know
Mhm.
each other. Like I mean, when sitting with I don't know Fritz or Francis, I mean they just talk about like Zverev or Alcaraz or anybody that was playing against them and the team. It's just like they know so well their patterns, their tactics, everything, how they play, even how they think, and it's just crazy how well studied they have everybody, and how like fully focused they are in every match. Because I mean, they know, but like almost textbook, like everything they do. So it's just like that's just, for me, so unbelievable how that's, and it makes sense after when you watch all of them play, that like that's why it's always so close, so tight, because they all know each other, they all study each other so well. I couldn't believe it.
Looking ahead to 2025, what areas of your game are you looking to work on, improve, and ultimately what goals are you hoping to accomplish?
Yeah, I mean, with the team already, we've been talking a little bit how the preseason's gonna work out, and what to work on, and I feel like a lot we want to, I think, improve a lot is the forehand. Just trying to be, I don't know, a little bit more aggressive, or open up the court a little bit more through there, because um, more like a lefty. We could try a little bit, like play a little bit more like a lefty, and then get a bit more advantage like that. And personally, I think the physical side is something that, just looking at the tour this whole year, what really impressed me also is how well physically everybody is working, and how ready they are, and how they last all the matches, especially in the slams, like playing the five setters and everything. Um, is something that I really want to work and improve. Um, and I think also a little bit better with the mental side, just being able to consistently be there in the match the entire time, every week, and playing at that level. So I think that those are some of the small things that we can work on, and I think like the long term goal, for sure, being top 15, and if we have a good start of the year, would love to try and make that top 10.
Well, the slam success is really the only piece that's missing. You've gotten to the point you are by all the hard work, and you got to Wimbledon third round last year, so there's more left in the tank for sure. Alejandro Tabilo, this has been fun. I did want to end with some of the questions. One of the questions I had. So I was trying to look about your hobbies. I know you like to maybe game a little bit. You like the TV show Friends. But the one thing that stood out that I wanted to ask you is, are you getting better at getting to the airport a little earlier? Because it sounds like you're one of the latest people to arrive for your
Yeah, I
flights.
mean, what I think lately, because I've been traveling a little bit more with my girlfriend, and she's a lot more, getting early, getting there on time, and she kind of stresses me out a little bit in that situation. But when I'm alone, gotta admit, I'm still like disaster there. Like a few times, I don't know. It's been like two or three times here in Santiago, coming from home, that I get to the gate, and they're like, "You're lucky. We're closing the gate like 1 or 2 minutes, and then you're out." But been trying to do better there. But yeah, I mean, I'm getting right down to the limit. Like very very bad with those timings.
Well, he's got something to work on court and off court, so it's nice progress there. Shout out to your girlfriend for helping you out a little bit with that. But Alejandro Tabilo, this has been a blast getting to know you, catching up here on Tennis Channel Inside In. It was the best year of your career by far. All the best going forward. Wish you much success, and hope to catch up down the road. Appreciate you taking the time to come on Tennis Channel Inside In.
No, thank you so much. It was great talking with you, and thank you so much for the invite.